Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the weekly energy forecast for October 27th until November 2nd. So, this is the very last days of October. This is the week of Halloween. We are still into Scorpio season, and we're also preparing for Mercury going retrograde next week. And this week we have a lot of energy surrounding Mercury. So I'll talk to you about that in just a few moments. But Mercury is going to enter Sagittarius, which is a sign that it doesn't really love, and opposes Uranus. So there could be a lot of surprises with communication this week, a lot of unexpected news. So let's look at it from the cards. But first, Sophie, how are you doing? How are you feeling about this week?
I think it's moving a lot, right? This is a big energy that is coming, so I can see it. That could be like one or another. So I'm really curious to see the cards because there's a big energy that I can sense that is coming.
Let's look at the cards, shall we?
Okay, the very first card is passion. And it talks about, I will make you hungry for more. So passion. Second card is down to earth. And we have the energy of regret. Okay, so I think there's a lot of intensity that is roller coaster. So we have up with the passion, we have down to earth, and then we have regret. So I think there could be fights, there could be, and that's just the first row. We're going to see with the second row. There could be something that is going to gain momentum and driving us a little bit more crazy, paranoid, or whatever is going to be the energy there. So we're going to see with the second row, and then coming to regret that moment that is temporary. So let's see what we have.
Well, definitely when we have Mercury oppose Uranus, it's like an opportunity to be impulsive with communication, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Mars is close by too. We just had like a conjunction between Mercury and Mars. So there is like this impulsivity of wanting to say stuff and after like potentially regretting it. So it makes sense.
And when are we going to get into the easy peasy of the year?
Will it happen? I don't know.
All right. This is not my best year, the 2025. I don't know for you guys, let me know, but this was tough. So we have underneath passion, we have the hermit. So this is weird combination. I think that you're going to be very much focused on your life, your things, your soul searching. That can lead to disconnect with others, not understanding properly what is truly going on with others, having the wrong perception. So just that kind of fog, because we are going to be self-centered. I'm not saying that in a horrible, selfish way. I'm just saying that we're going to be focused on this. Card on the floor. Let's see.
And it's also the process of like preparing to go inwards for Mercury retrograde. It's like looking at your own stuff and not wanting to be out there in, in the outer world all the time.
The problem is that it's mixed with the card of passion. It says, I will make you hungry for more. So when we have those two combined, it could be that it could be very healthy of like we crave more alone time, we crave more understanding of ourselves, more introspection, which is healthy. It could be unhealthy when it is about I want more resources from others, I want to get more of their energy, time, money, love, whatever it is from others, and that can turn into not so good. So down to earth, getting another major arcana, we have the Hierophant with down to earth. So it feels like we are getting in the first part of the week a little bit more selfish, but again, bad and good, depending on how you are going to sense this energy with yourself. And then moving out of it, just realizing we are all one, we are a community, everybody plays a part. And this kind of energy of the Hierophant that is just saying, you play a part, they play a part. It's not just one-sided. And then the energy of regret. Saturn is the energy of Hierophant, by the way, for me. So I don't know if Saturn is playing a part to calm the game in the astrology, but it seems that in the cards, this kind of energy is playing a role. And then we have regret. We have the Six of Wands. Regret of Six of Wands could be a little bit more of the ego. So it makes sense with the card that we had in the beginning. So I'm saying those things to you just to watch yourself, but it could come from the external. You could see that your partner, your parent, your child, your whoever you're dealing with, your boss, your coworkers are more into their own interest and come to regret it. And they acted from a place of ego and having conversation about how I regretted that. Maybe it's going to be also from things from the past. Maybe they're going to come to the realization I was so much into my own mind, into my own body, to my own needs. I did not see that for you. But I kind of like that there is this regret at the end because we are able to see that there is a growth through it.
Okay. And possibly also having news from people who also regretted stuff in the past, which is also, placing the energy for the upcoming Mercury retrograde, right?
Yeah.
And just before I tie everything that Sophie said into astrology, of course, if you'd like to get your own personal reading and ask your personal questions to Sophie, this is your chance to do it. And this is such a beautiful way to get some guidance. And I think especially when we have Mercury just about to go retrograde and for the whole period of Mercury retrograde. And the goal of that is to really take the time to look within and to ask yourself, like, am I going on the right directions? Am I making the right choices? And I think tarot and Sophie as a guide is probably one of the best tool ever, in my opinion. Very unbiased opinion. Of course, you have the choice between the 30-minute pre-recorded tarot reading if you'd like to receive a video from Sophie answering your questions. And we have the live 1 hour tarot reading and the live 1 hour past lives reading. And for all of those three, do make sure you enter Jupiter as your discount code to get 10% off. Sophie, what are the people asking nowadays and those days during Scorpio season for what is like, do you see some kind of a big theme or a tendency with the consultations?
A lot of the consultation these days are more about removing cords of attachment, seeing the body where there is stuck energies, talking with people who have passed. That would be the most, what I see the most in consultations right now.
And again, like for the people who are interested into the 30-minute pre-recorded, you can also do that, right? Like if this is someone's intention to go with the cords, the attachments, the medical, intuitive, and all that stuff. So yeah. Awesome. So do make sure you enter Jupiter as your discount code. And yeah, I was going to look at astrology. Let's do that right now. So astrology for the last days of October until the very first days of November. So right here, you see we have a Mars-Jupiter trine, which is very positive on Tuesday. And then, so of course, like on the calendar, it's written where the actual aspect happens, but just keep in mind that it's pretty much all week that we're going to be feeling what is happening here. So Mercury makes a lot of stuff, as you can see here, makes a lot of aspects. So we have Mercury entering Sagittarius, which is probably the most prominent aspect or transit rather. So Mercury in Sagittarius is really not at home. So let's just remember that. And it's going to stay a while there because it's going to station, so appear not to move, in order to go retrograde as of November 9. So next week, is that next week? No. Yeah. So at the end of next week, on Sunday the 9th, Mercury goes retrograde at 6 degrees Sagittarius. So there's going to be plenty of time that Mercury is in Sagittarius, and it starts on the 29th. And Mercury is usually attention to details, making plans, communication, working on devices, social media. But it's at home in Gemini and Virgo. But when it's in the opposite sign of Sagittarius, as it is from Gemini, it's not comfortable at all. So it's not a sign where Mercury is great because you can miss a lot of details. You can miss a lot of small elements, especially when it comes to Sagittarius stuff. So Sagittarius is about legal, it's about travel, it's about seeing the big picture of things. So it's possible that we miss some details, but the good aspect of Mercury in Sagittarius is that we are able to really understand more of the larger picture of why the situation is happening to me. Like, why did my soul choose to get into this experience, this relationship, this partnership? So we have like a bird's eye view basically on a situation, and we're able to really strategize better. So that's the highest frequency of that transit. But it's very possible that we are missing some more 3D stuff with that transit. And just remember that whenever it's happening this week, we're going to have to review it during the Mercury retrograde, because whatever degree Mercury is at right now, so from 0 here on the 29, it's going to go backwards on those degrees and then go forward on those degrees again. So we're going to review everything that is that we're currently working on. So conversations with people, plans that we're making, documents that we're working on, all of that stuff. So while it's entering Sagittarius, it's making a direct opposition to Uranus. So this is where I was talking about surprise announcements, surprise news, shocking news even, also sudden communication, unexpected communication from other people. And also, I would say, as a general guiding line, it's good to stay open-minded, to leave space, open space rather, to maybe allow a change of mind, especially during the Mercury retrograde. Your plans might change. You might start seeing a situation from a different perspective. So just open up space for you to be changing your mind, with maybe receiving conflicting information with that opposition. But also, aside the opposition with Uranus, which is probably the firecracker here of this week, we also have a positive aspect to Neptune. So a trine to Neptune, and it allows us to understand what we need to clear, what we need to heal, what we need to close out as far as chapter during this Neptune retrograde. So it allows us to get some clarity on that. Again, like, we're getting clarity on the big picture, but like, we're not getting necessarily all the elements in the 3D. And then it's making a positive aspect to Pluto on the 30th, so all week basically. And with Pluto, we might be finding out secrets, maybe hidden information is coming to light with that aspect. And generally speaking, I just want to go back to Mercury in Sagittarius. Watch out for mistakes, check details, because again, Mercury is going to review all those degrees between November 9th and November 29, where it goes retrograde. So just watch, be very careful, not try to overlook details during that period, during this week. And yeah, again, like, one of the dark sides of Sagittarius is to be fixated on something and to have like blindfolds on and not being able to change, to see different perspectives, and not being willing to change your opinion, change your plans. So it's probably going to be an opportunity for all of us to change our minds on something, to get a glimpse of a new perspective, to integrate something else. So this is a positive that I have for you guys. And if you also would like to know exactly what it means for you, the Mercury retrograde is going to retrograde from the early degrees of Sagittarius into the later degrees of Scorpio. So do check out in what house it's going to transit. We're going to talk about it some more next week, of course, but just in order for you to prepare, because those areas of your birth chart, you're going to have to review stuff. So for example, if it's your second house, eighth house, it's probably going to be financial stuff. If it's first house, seventh house, it might be relationship stuff. So do check that out. And if you'd like to know more about your personal astrology, of course, you can order your personalized birth chart here. The link will be down below on maisonjupiter.com. And it's a digital art print of your birth chart. So your personalized, unique birth chart in the color of your choice. And it comes with a 15 to 20 pages report explaining all your important alignments so that you can follow up when you were making those astrology shows. So thank you, everyone. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you next week.